everyone, good afternoon. I've lost 87 pounds since my last YouTube video, so that called for a lot of shopping at Aritzia. This is just one of several Aritzia hauls that I have for you. I cannot fit everything into this one video, so there's going to be at least 4 videos, so go ahead and check those out after you're finished with this one. I lost 87 pounds by way of going to the gym, exercising and dieting. We're going to talk a lot more about that in upcoming YouTube videos, but for now I want to stick to fashion, which is my true passion. And in terms of fashion, all my clothes were falling off of me. My mom and my brother, whenever I would FaceTime with them, they would tell me, it doesn't look like you've lost 87 pounds, because one, things were, my clothes look sloppy. They looked really sloppy when they were that much larger than my body is now. When I would make one false move, my underwear were being exposed because the entire garment would completely fall off of me. I'm not even joking. Drawstrings can't even pull the clothes tight enough. So long story short, I need new everything, which is where Aritzia comes into play. Now, that to say, guys, I do read stuff that you guys say on Reddit. Not about me, no one's talking about me on Reddit, but about Aritzia. So in person on Reddit, I've heard so many interesting comments about people saying that there's a lot of body shaming going on at Aritzia, and I finally started to experience that as well. I've been experiencing a lot of body shaming at the Aritzia stores here in New York City, unfortunately, specifically the Rockefeller location. I had a bad experience, horrible experience there recently, and I told you guys about that on Instagram. You guys would know if you follow me on Instagram, so go ahead and do that right now. But I'm never shopping at a store in person again. They apologize profusely, but again, why does the body shaming keep happening? I don't want to keep being apologized to go back for the same thing, the same kind of disrespect. I don't operate like that. You cannot keep disrespecting me and saying I'm sorry and then do it again. That's not really the purpose of an apology, not in my opinion. So I've experienced just far too much body shaming in the last couple of shopping trips at Aritzia stores here in New York City, and so I'm not going back for more. So I'm gonna keep all of my shopping online, and if you guys have had similar experiences at their stores, I just want you to know that you're not alone. That's the only reason why I'm even sharing this with you, because I don't want to send more people in there to get the same level of disrespect that I did. Their website is incredible. It is so interactive, actually. The website has absolutely everything that I need, not to mention when I call concierge, whenever I call them, ring them up, here's my phone, whenever I ring them up, I call them, they're always so helpful, and they're very nice over the phone, and there's clearly no body shaming going on over the phone. So I'm just going to keep all of my experiences shopping with them just strictly with concierge over the phone or online. I was very apprehensive to share this story with you guys because I know that if somebody has had an opposite experience, they've had nothing but positive experiences, they might get upset with you sharing your one bad experience. I've had some good experiences in their store, but not since losing weight. And my body is different now, so I can't really base my great experiences off of what they used to do, because that's not what I'm experiencing anymore. And I will agree whenever they apologized to me and said that the fat shaming does not represent their company. How can somebody who's only been working as a store associate for 1 or 2 months represent an entire brand? I think Aritzia is over like a 20-year-old brand or something like that. So I can't say that somebody who represents your brand for 1 month and then leaves and they no longer represent your brand. I agree, fine, that's okay. They don't represent your company, but unfortunately I've been having these experiences again and again and again about yeah, I would say about maybe a dozen people or so at their clothing stores in the last few months since I've lost 87 pounds and I actually went back into their clothing store here in person. This is when it's happened, so I'm not putting myself through that anymore. Alright, now that I'm all talked out, and I thought that was important to share with you that sometimes even in a place that's supposed to be a safe place, like your favorite clothing store for example, you would think it's supposed to be a safe place, but sometimes bad things happen to me, sometimes they happen to you, it happens to us both. So I just want you to know that you're not alone, it happened to me too. Now, to lighten the mood, I'm going to be trying on any tops in this video with 2 pairs of jeans, both from Zara actually, a light wash or a lighter wash and a darker wash pair of jeans, not that light wash. Alright, let us commence. By the way, the bags are just for dramatic effect right now. I took everything out of the bag and steamed them to make them nice for the video. The first thing is the Contour Flourish top. I paused the video for a moment because I wanted to make sure I had the name right. Yep, it is the Contour top in Flourish. The Contour Flourish top, my bad, in Sumac Burgundy. And this is the aesthetic that I'm going for. Carolyn Bassett Kennedy, Sarah Jessica Parker in the 90s, and in the early 2000s too. Girlfriends TV show, all the castmates, and Sex and the City. That's my aesthetic. Now I know this kind of neckline has been getting a lot of attention recently. It had a resurgence in the early 2000s, also in the 90s, but it originally came from around the 1940s, 1950s time period, called the Queen Anne neckline. So I really like these classic silhouettes. Alright, next things next. This is the Contour off-shoulder long sleeve twist top in the color Noble. I was reading the comments on Aritzia's website and I noticed a lot of people gave it a bad vote because they say that it kind of it comes up and it gives you Dracula arms. So I know the top that I'm doing might seem like it's doing that as well. I just have it like this on purpose. I know how to kind of get things to stay the way I want it. But the tip, to be honest, for this one from Aritzia is that you need to make sure it's fitting snug. I know that might not be comfortable for everybody, I'm sorry, but I think that's the tip to keep things in place, having it fit snug. So hopefully, you know, as I wear this a few times, hopefully it still continues to fit snug. But so far so good on the arms for me. So next is the Babaton Sculpt knit top that's called the Callback top in the color Pomp pink. And sorry, I couldn't memorize that all by hand. Anyway, it's a beautiful ribbed fabric, as you guys know and can come to expect from the Contour Sculpt knit, fabric. And the Pomp pink is just this beautiful bright super slightly muted magenta, but it's this neckline that I went crazy for. This very shallow v-neck was also a very staple moment from the 90s, from the early 2000s in the shows that I love and that I get my fashion inspiration from. This is absolutely just something that I might need to get in another color. Next, we've got the Gallery top by Babaton. This one was out of stock for over 2 months, and when they first told me that, they're like, yeah, when I was willing to go into the store, they told me, yeah, we had it for a few days and it sold out completely. I was like, are you sure? They told me it was gonna be on back order for 2 months, and I was thinking to myself, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna wait for 2 months. I mean, okay, that's not a real threat because wait or don't, but the truth was it did take 2 months and it finally came back in stock, and I'm very glad that I waited. I was gonna get a few other things to substitute for this one, but I'm tired of doing that. I'm just gonna get exactly what I want. I'm not gonna keep substituting for other things. I just want to get what I want. Next thing is next. This is the Wilfred Trista top in the color Smoked Eggplant, and it is just as pretty online as in person. This was a no-brainer. I love the ruching. The ruching is so on point for my aesthetic. It's absolutely just, it's devastating. This really just meets the mark. This is reminiscent of something I feel like Miranda would wear in Sex and the City, or maybe Joan in Girlfriends. Next on the agenda is the Wilfred Seraphina top. The name of it reminds me of a childhood friend I had named Estefania, or I remember jokingly used to call her Estefania. I don't know. I don't remember. She used to call me things too. Anyway, that to say, this wrap top aesthetic with the ruching is also very Samantha from Sex and the City. This is something I feel like would be more on Samantha's vibe, and I really just love wrap tops so much. I like wrap tops, I like wrap dresses, because that's, you know, quintessential 90s New York fashion. Alright, next we have the Contour twist top, this time in a short sleeve version. This was the original version in the color Sencha green. Mom, do you remember? So I've been hanging on to this one for a while because I wanted to show you guys this in the haul, but they currently have some other variations of green, and I thought the Sencha green just had a really nice pop to it. I'm just now getting into green. I've never ventured too deep into the green, and I feel like that has multiple meanings. It sounds like very forest-esque, like I've never been into a forest either, which is something I want to do. Back to the stop. I think it's just absolutely a beautiful shade of green. I love the twist off detail, and that's very quintessential to my personal style, so I'm very excited about this one. Alright, so now we have the Keziah top from Wilfred in the color olive green. This is actually a cowl neck but in the back top, so I love cowl neck as well because that was a huge moment in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Cowl necks was the moment. It was everything, and it actually has that beautiful sheen that was actually very, very reminiscent of that time period as well. Having clothing with sheen in it was kind of the 2020s version of metallics. Sheen was what metallics are now. Now we've got the Wilfred Parfait top. Now this one is in the color Ashen, and it's the long sleeve version. The long sleeve version is the new of the two options, and it was not as straightforward as you would think. So I originally got this in the short sleeve, the sleeveless version in Bow Pink, which is the most beautiful shade of light pink. It is so pretty, and it looks like it would be so flattering on several different skin tones. It's not that Pepto-Bismol pink, but it had different pulls and little tears in the fabric already, you know, upon arrival. And I reordered it. It never, nothing ever happened. The shipment never shipped, and I forgot about it, and I decided to get this one instead. And Ashen is just that lovely mid-toned light gray that is flat, no heathering at all, and it's not too warm, it's not too cool, just the perfect neutral gray. What we've got next is the Wilfred Bloom top in long sleeve. This is a top that they had for some time now in a short sleeve version, and they just decided to release it in a few new colors, but most importantly in long sleeve. And what's funny is that the short sleeve version is back ordered, or it's not going to be available for 2 or 3 months. But the long sleeve is available now, which is great because long sleeves is what I'm focused on. It's hard to find cute long sleeves. Short sleeves and sleeveless, those are always so easy to find, but good cute long sleeves are just a little bit more difficult. I like long sleeves. I like 3/4 length sleeves. I don't know why, but I just find that they're always a little bit more harder to find. Now this next one almost didn't happen because nothing on this earth is easier than finding a white shirt. But this is just no ordinary white shirt. It's no ordinary love. And maybe that would have sounded better if I was not sick with possibly walking pneumonia for 3 weeks. But it's the Contour Ravish top. It's a convertible top. Some say you can even convert it up to 8 different ways. I've not found 8 different ways, maybe 4 so far. And you guys let me know in the comments down below what are the other 4 ways to total 8 that I'm supposedly supposed to make this top go. But in terms of somebody who is like me, who doesn't want 1,000 white shirts because I already have too many of them, I figured, okay, maybe this will be my last white shirt for a very, very long time, since it supposedly can be worn in so many different ways. So that's what excited me about just another white shirt. Alright, so this next one almost didn't happen either. It is the Wilfred Go Lightly sweater in the color Heather Chrome. Why did it almost not happen? Because did it go viral on TikTok or something? I'm not sure in this color specifically. It was available one day. One day I called Aritzia's concierge. I was like, you know, I really like it. Thinking about placing an order soon. How many are left? You know, just out of curiosity. They said, oh, we have 200 of these left. The very next day it was completely sold out. So, and just this color. So I waited and waited and waited, and almost 2 months later, just like the other top that I told you about, it came back in stock at the Atlanta Lenox Mall. Hi everyone who live in Atlanta. I have a friend who lives in Atlanta. Call me. So that to say, that's why it almost didn't happen, yeah. Next I have the Wilfred Go Lightly sweater, again in the color light birch. For both the heather chrome and the light birch, I got them in a size medium, and I was debating between the small and the medium. The small, there was an option to maybe wear little itty bitty tank top under. For actual layering purposes, if you actually want to layer something under your jacket or under your sweater, a lot of times we're just gonna have to size up. It's really not that deep. It's not that deep. See, I told you, they really got into my head about like over obsessing with sizes at the Aritzia store, but I'm trying to let it go, you know, slowly but surely. It's really fresh situation that just happens. But anyway, I just finished trying everything on. Walk, don't run. Run, don't walk. Over to Instagram and follow me there so that you guys can see how I put these new pieces together. Go and watch the next Aritzia haul, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye. Wait, not so fast. Some of you guys have been asking me to make a TikTok, so I think I'm going to finally make one, because I know that you guys discover a lot of Aritzia from TikTok actually, and sometimes stuff goes viral there before I can get it, and then it creates a problem like you saw. So I think I'm gonna create a TikTok and then put this same, just like a quicker version of what you just saw on TikTok, maybe like a preview, maybe not everything. And I guess I'm gonna have to let you guys know later after I've created the TikTok what the TikTok is, okay? Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.